Morning. Oh, right. Yesterday the assignment, I only so far received about 10. Plus latest one lady sent to me 11. So I still have 7 to 8 assignment haven't submitted. Oh, let me remind you, this one got mark one. So you don't submit, you will get 0. Okay. So some of you write very well, some of you not so good. I will brief you all on Monday. Okay, after I receive all, then Sunday I will spend half a day marking the paper, looking at the paper. All right. So please, those who have not submitted, please send to my email. Okay. Oh. All right. So next assignment is coming soon. Okay. I will give you on Tuesday morning or Monday after the class over. All right. So today our subject will be on project control theory. All right. So these are the way of managing the project management to make sure that we meet the quality, the cost, also the schedule. Okay. So this is very important because end of the day, if you don't control project, okay, basically your company will lose money in that aspect. Oh. So in terms of project control, is very, very important in any project work. All right. So take note of that. Oh. And then before I go continue, your assignment you all do is only explain the theory. I only see one person write a coffee shop project. All right. That means to say you never write a specific field that you want to so-called justify in terms of project organization structure. Okay, which is not the way that I want you all to write. Take note of that. Please read the question carefully and do your assignment in line with the question asked. Don't write anything you can see in the internet or from your own idea, just plug in like that. I think it's exam you do this way. Okay, not so good. Although you can write many, but doesn't justify of the question that asks you to do. You deviate away. The question asks you to do north, you turn up, your answer will be south. That means north and south is very far distant away, which is no good. All right. So take note of that. The second paper, like next week, Monday, I will submit to you all to do. Please don't do this way. All right. So coming to project control theory, right? The learning outcome will be success criteria and impact on management, right? In contemporary management technique like TQM, right? Planning theory and practice, including formulation of methodology. The people must most involved or dependent on the planning and the outcome. So take note of all this. Okay. Proactive approach, right? In project management, if you are a project engineer, project supervisor, or project manager, very important, you must adopt that type of proactive approach to the project expectation. All right. So that means to say you get the tender, you discuss, all right. After discussion, then you come up with the objective and key performance index. Okay, from there you draft out your scheduling your costs, your labor costs, your material costs, etc. Okay, prepare a timeline on all this so-called project management system. Okay. Then you start deliver the project in a sustainable fashion. Or another way is meet the criteria that you initially set up within the group of project team member. Okay, during the meeting and discussion about the project, right? Okay. So project management control of the emerging design is a process that's central to the effective management. All right. So in any project, control is a main element to make money or not to make money. All right. So if your control is not good, of course, your project will be delayed. Okay. Costs will be overrun. Manpower will be underutilized. And end up you become your whole project become a so-called a negative figure, which is no good for the company and employee as well. Because if you continue in this operation, end up the company lose money, they will start retrenching people, they will give up the project, and everybody don't have a job. So if you involve in this project in future, try your best to help the company. Indirectly, you are helping yourself, right? Anticipated overall project budget can be central to the economics, financial assessment, and viability of the project. Okay, so when you get the tender document, okay, the client already give you the tender, the job already, then you have to look at the budget. What is the budget amount that the tender call for? With this budget amount, you have to think about the financial, economic aspect in terms of money flow, cash flow, and viability of the project itself. That means to say, when you get this project, how are you going to design the process system, the cost system, the monitoring system, and finally the control element of each of the item that you decided, so that you can make money rather than lose money. Okay? So PM need to make explicit their client expectation. This is very important. At the end of the day, let's say you tender a job to do washing or cleaning job in a commercial building, which is a 20 floor. So you are expected the tender document asked for is do the 20 floor story cleaning. It take about maybe the tender document say 1 month. Okay, so your boss see, hey, 1 month I can do, then pass to you. So you are the so-called the cleaning manager, for example, right? So what should you do to make sure that within 1 month can finish the job? Okay, so the client expect that within 1 month, but the cost they give you is mandate, based on mandate, how many manpower required for each floor. The client say, okay, I only want 4 members for each floor cleaning, not more than that. If you get 5, the 5th person I will not pay. All right. So with that in mind, you go and calculate 20 floor, take how long, and manpower, 1 floor is 4 person doing the cleaning, right? So you calculated 1 month, maybe you need how many man day, how many manpower you need, how many hours of cleaning, what is the cost of the labor, what is the cost of the detergent, what is the cost of so-called equipment or utensil, right? Like broom, vacuum cleaner, etc. Right? So from here you can estimate how much money involved in terms of time and quality okay, and cost. Increasingly, clients are now being required by registration to consider sustainability of the project. So in this case, because in Singapore, we are talking about sustainability, biodiversity, we don't waste water anyhow. So you wash toilet, do you carry a pail to wash or you use a water jet to spray on it? Water jet, the water pressure is about 2 bar, which is amount to about 7 meter cube per hour. You spray on it, or you take a pail, maybe about 2 liter, 3 liter, you wash the toilet by the water, by the pail, which is safer, which is cheaper. So these are all sustainability, right? Then the detergent and the soap that you want to use, you must see whether this is biodegradable. When you spray the detergent in the toilet bowl, this spray already after dissolve the rubbish, the dirt all clear. But this one is biodegradable. That means to say you dissolve everything out, you flush to the sewerage system. The sewerage system will not have any settlement, will be decomposed into watery stream and can be used and recycled after proper water treatment site. Right. So you have to think about all these things. This is in Singapore, we are talking about registration. Okay, law. Talking about law. Okay. Sustainability is a loose and vague term that can be interpreted in many ways. Yes, I agree. Okay, basically, you talk about sustainability in cleaning is maximize manpower usage, the machine usage, okay, right? So time, the process success criteria, the project success criteria is time. Time, money, okay. You delay by 1 hour, you have 4 members, right? You have to pay the 4 members extra 1 hour overtime. So you plan this work about 8 hours, but they cannot finish. They finish 10 hours. So 4 person work there with extra 2 hours. 4 times 2 will be 8 hours extra. And this extra, maybe 1 hour, you pay them $8, right? So 4 person will be how much? 4 times 2 times 8. Okay, will be $64 you have to pay extra for the worker. So is it fair to you or to the company? Right. So you as a supervisor or cleaning manager, you have to take note of that. And the time is very important. Okay. All right. The project management manager need to develop skill that will enable the management of the time in the pre-construction as well as construction phase. So this one you're talking about construction. But we're talking about cleaning also same. They must go through, develop the skill, provide the necessary training for cleaning job. How to clean, how to mop the floor, how to vacuum the floor, how to vacuum carpet, all this sort of thing. Okay. So next one is key activity in pre-construction that cost variant time target include appointment of an appropriate design consultant, receipt of outline and detailed planning, right, and delivery of emergent design to a agreed schedule. So all these things is up to you. When when the contract awarded to you, let's say you are a construction company for this construct a 20-story building, you have to think about it. You have to talk to the consultant. But if you talk about cleaning, you don't need consultant. You yourself have the experience. You can design the way to clean, the timeline, the money, and necessary equipment. It could be using robot to clean, don't need manpower. Right? All these things you can think about it. Okay? So you have to establish the time. So all the schedule, all these things you have to work out with in terms of the process system, the documentation, any issue with during the process of cleaning, and after cleaning you hand over to the client. The client representative will inspect every floor, right? And the floor will be up to his expectation or agree quality standard that you and the client discuss. Okay? Take note. Cost is another issue in most projects, whether it's construction or whether it's cleaning or whether it's a facility management or maintenance, it's the same. Money is the evil, is the root of all evil. So when it comes to money, you cannot meet your budget expenditure, then you are overrun the budget, and then you have a problem to answer to your boss. You may lose your job, right? So cost, all in all, is very important, plus the schedule and the quality, all right? Quality no good, you can redo, but the cost you spend, you cannot recoup back, right? So on many projects, initial project price forecast is formulated by others. So the PM need to evaluate the reality of the services of the advice, all right? So initially, if you don't have the experience, you take from your colleague, your friend, or your outside contractor, or your competitor. Okay, this 24 cleaning, what is the cost? Right? It may be not true number he tell you. Then you go and tender at the low price. Then eventually you will lose money. So as a project management team, you must be aware that information provided to you from external is just a number, just a forecast. It cannot be accurately calculated. People not so stupid to give you the real data. Okay, so as a project manager or as a project team, you must sit down and analyze carefully before you can start the work. Okay. So what happened is how to plan, right? So once you have the cost, the time, okay, and the quality standard, then you have to develop the schedule, the time. Okay, today Monday, let's say Monday start. Okay, by Friday, let's say 20 floor. How many floor you want to clean? Let's say you have a manpower of 4 group. I mean, one group, 4 people. So that means on the first day, can you finish? Okay. One group can finish how many floor? 1 floor, 2 floor, 3 floor. Okay, this one you have to estimate and come up with the schedule and inform the owner. Okay. So you have to break down the work. They call it breakdown structure. The work, instead of cleaning toilet, there are many ways of doing toilet cleaning. Okay, toilet cleaning could be defined as a cubicle or the whole toilet. It can be considered a urinal bowl or a sitting bowl. So all these things you have to break down the structure in terms of item by item. Okay, so once you do this, you can have a clear understanding on the whole process of the cost. Okay, so WBS is very important. It's practiced in construction site, in cleaning site, in production site. All these have been developed and people are using WBS to manage the project. Okay, they know the time, how much time they use, okay, how much cost they have. So all these things is being recorded down in your master schedule, and from the master schedule, you pick up the major schedule, break up into small items, then you can analyze, right? So this reliable cost information enable the client to make decision on whether the project should proceed or not. Okay, let's say you get a project should not proceed. From your planning, you said, what, company going to lose money. So you have to discuss with your boss how to control the cost. Eventually, you can make some money, right? These are, by and large, most project management people do. Okay, they don't come out the first proposal all agree. No, there are multiple proposals until all agree in terms of cost, in terms of time, and in terms of quality standard. Okay, take note. Okay, another one is the quality. Of course, the quality standard, before you actually do the work, you have to ask the client, what type of quality standard do you want? Okay, then you, based on the input, you have to create the project cost, project material need for this project, etc., to meet the demand of the quality standard. And what are the constraints that you have in that quality target, right? So you have to discuss until everybody are happy, the project supervisor are happy, project engineer are happy, and the worst case, the most significant one is the worker must be happy of what you plan. You don't plan such a thing that the worker everyday work non-stop. Even lunchtime, you also ask them to work because you never. So you have to think about all these things. Quality performance is very important. Okay. Sustainability, as what just now I said, right? In Singapore, there are a lot of sustainability program going on. Energy saving, try to reuse the utensil, the broom. For example, this one, like a project also, right? When you do this one, let's say construction site, how to maximize the usage of a so-called cement mix. Okay, the concrete mixture must be at right proportion. How do you measure it? And the waste must be minimum, right? So you have to decide on that. Okay, so one way of the principle set up by this standard meter is social progress and need for effective production of environment, prudent use of natural resources, raw material that you want to use, maintenance of high and stable level of economic growth and employment. That means to say the project within your project scope, within your project cost, within the quality, and this quality will tally with sustainability that you set out. Okay. Okay. The APM box book of knowledge is project management. Okay, UK one. You say what? Sensitivity to the project environment. Okay. Within or beyond the client, business must consider the impact of political, ecological, economic, technological, regulatory, and organizational impact of the project on the local and wider community within which they are located. All right. So you do a project, you must understand the environment, advance in technology, advance in a system, so that you can apply all this system in the existing market, the best of your knowledge to continue with the project and successfully done it. Okay? Okay. So PM need to consider the emergent project objective from the point of planning, organizing, managing a sustainability construction project. Right? So everywhere the same. In Singapore, we are now very common about talk about sustainability. All right. Sustainability can be water recycle. You use your water, the water dirty, filter, and then you return back to the system, all these things. Right. Construction project, they have all these things. Okay. A project that delivers a built environment asset that causes minimum damage to the natural resources, social environment, non-renewal, right? Enhances the quality of life, will be more acceptable to future generations. Okay, so you talk about the natural heritage, natural environment. You try to maintain the natural environment as much as you can. Okay. Okay, who is that guy? Can you go and talk somewhere else? Hello. Hello. Are you driving? Okay, sustainability again. Okay, there are many standards in terms of sustainability. In Singapore, we call it what we call green mark. BREF is a UK standard. Talk about sustainability. Singapore is green mark. There are very long documentation. If you go to the building control authority, you can see the green mark standard there. Okay, they already prepared. You can download the checklist, whatever thing you want to find, that is, okay? And this one will guide you through the operation of Singapore building. For example, facility management. For example, you want to build a new building, what type of standard you want to follow, all is inside the website. You can find it yourself. Okay. Right. So the rest, the same thing. Okay. The criteria success of a project work is what? You must sustain the environment. That's very important. Okay, whatever you do, the natural environment is there, like the flower, the fauna, the land usage, everything must be in proper contact, in the right design way that you will not deteriorate the environment. Okay, this is called sustainability, right? Okay, many sustainability here. I don't want to talk too much. Right. So the most important thing, you go now back to your course. Hello. Who is that guy? Please. Very irritating. If you want to work and don't want to listen, hello. Okay. A real obstacle to the project manager wishing to plan, organize, manage construction project. Adhere to the principle of sustainability. Sustainable construction is a lack of recognizable supply chain that are committed in Singapore in similar principle, right? So when you talk about sustainability, you talk about supply chain as well. But sometimes the supplier don't have that type of standard, right? So it's sometimes it's very difficult, right? So you have to think about it. But ultimately, as a project management company, you tender the project, you get the project. Ultimately, is to make money. If you don't make money, you create the type of sustainability project outcome, but you spend a lot of money to maintain that sustainability project, then that is not worthwhile. Okay, must be equal. You make some profit, sustainability is already there, and you run the project, everything is come into place. But let's say if sustainability cost is very high, then end up your profit margin is low. There's no point to start with sustainability measure. You rather do as per normal, you make money, then you go off. Okay? Now, this is very challenging, I tell you, in the market. Okay? I don't talk about this. Now come to planning. So far, any question? Hello? Hello?
No, sir, you can proceed.
Okay. So question will be asked on this. Please read your question properly. Next Monday, I will send it to you. Read properly, then do it. So the remaining student haven't submit, please submit. Okay. So what we have here is a project control theory, planning and control function. Okay. Very important thing is you want to control. But if you don't have a plan on how to control, you cannot control. Okay. Take for example, now you come to Singapore, your parent give you every month some money, right? So you know the money, then you plan how to control the money spending, correct or not? If you have no money, how are you going to control? You cannot control, right? So planning, you must have something for you to plan. When you plan already, you must know within the plan, how are you going to achieve the target or the objective or the goal? Then how to manage that? You use your control mechanism to make sure that your end of the month, you have enough to spend, enough to eat and rest. Okay? So this is the way that we do things. Okay? So talk about contemporary, that means the latest one, right? So latest one, we have in terms of IT, there are many IT software can draft out using computer to plan your project. Okay, now it's very common in Singapore, right? So you want to work in this field, you better go and learn about planning. Uses computer. Maybe you can use Excel. You can use Primavera, right? You can use Microsoft Project Management. You can plan it out, right? So namely, there are three processes of management, right? Management process approach, management science and decision support, and behavior approach for human resource development, right? So these are the three areas that you want to do. So first one, the process is the way that you carry out the work, okay, from A to B to C until the ending exact. So how are you going to carry out the job in terms of management process of a construction for a building, right? For example, you want to install the building completed already. You want to install electrical system in the building. How are you going to do that? Okay, then you have to think about it. Then you have to use the software to plan out the process, manpower, the cost of the cable, etc., etc. So once you have all these things approached, already done, the process done already, then you think about how to optimize this installation of electrical cable within the building, where you are given maybe 2 months, 3 months, or 6 months. So your management science and decision support come in. Okay, your management side could be using your critical path analysis, right? Could be using past data from your previous job to assist you in the execution of work, right? And the cost. Okay, so all these things come into play when you have a proper planning process. Then you can do your job properly. And end of the day is resources, the manpower that you have. Okay, whether it's motivated or demotivated, whether they are happy with the salary or happy with the work environment, all these things, the HR department and the project manager have to consider them. Because when you have all the planning, all the process control, all very good, but the resources, the human element there does not motivate to carry out what you plan, you will fail the whole project. So end of the day, very important thing is human motivation factor. You must take into that consideration in terms of salary, in terms of resting time, in terms of working hours, all these things, right? So the three approach complement one another, for sure one. So here we say computer aided management and total quality system, TQM. Okay, this is where you have this software in the market. There is, okay, you can buy this software and input your data, then it come out with the timeline, the most optimum time, the most optimum manpower you use, and the cost, right? This is currently in the market, they are practicing this, okay? You make yourself aware about all this. Okay, management process, you can see here, approach emphasize on systematic study of management by identifying management function in an organization, then examine each in detail. That's like, I give you the assignment, organization structure. You already know the organization structure. How you define each person's job? Some of you never write all these things. You see, so they say you draw the organization chart, you put a general manager in front. So downline will be project manager, construction manager, and safety project engineer, all this. You should write something like this, right? Say project manager, he's an overall oversee the whole project in terms of managing the cost, in terms of managing the quality, in terms of managing any issue leading the construction site. Right. The second one, project engineer, maybe they are concerned about technical aspect of the construction and also the quality standard. because you have an assurance manager there, right? So all these things you have to divide and streamline into a proper system that it can guide you through the whole construction, the whole project execution. Okay? Take note of that. Okay? So here nothing much. So basically is once you have the tender ready, you look at the planning state, you use computer, the system, or TQM system or whatever system they call it, okay, input all the data, then you look at the overall schedule, the manpower that you need to finish the schedule, the cost and the quality standard that you have. Okay, once you create all these things already on paper, as a project engineer, you know what to do already. In most construction, they have all these things. Okay, then the project engineer will take a look at the schedule, the time and everything. You will brief the construction supervisor. Supervisor will brief the worker or the technician. Then they execute the work according to the timeline. Okay, and this is where a systematic approach in project management must be there. You just cannot anyhow do things, right? It's very important that you have a process flow system that you can manage the work. Okay, this is what you talk about when talk about management process approach. Okay. In science also, okay, management science and decision support. Of course, you have a quantitative method, qualitative method. That means to say you do some statistical analysis to determine or to project the project, whether it's on time or delay time or this. You can do evaluation of the in future, maybe 1 month later, 2 months later, based on government technical data, based on the weather in construction site, especially weather now. Okay, so what do you expect? Based on this data, the project will delay, right? So you already anticipate, okay, anticipate the project delay, then you have to find more manpower. Today weather good, put in more manpower, they do the job faster, finish, so that the project will not delay. So all these things is more or less is a common sense thinking, okay, for project manager, project engineer, project supervisor, and the worker itself. Take note of that, right? As he here said, mathematical analysis model in solving complex inventory, material, etc. Okay. Okay. Science also, there's a lot of statistical means to control the project. But small project, we don't do this. Even in Singapore context, those big national or big company, they do construction job. They don't use Monte Carlo simulation. They don't use quadratic programming, right? They just use what they think is optimum, and based on their experience, they can know the project, whether you can finish on time or not. Okay, that's all. Behavior, yes, human factor is very important. You must be able to manage such as motivation, your leadership, your project manager, what sort of leadership, and the leader must have a good personality, okay, to instigate or to induce the type of positive contribution from the worker group. Okay, so this is very important. So the manager must have certain level of leadership so that the whole workforce is motivated to do the job, right? Okay, so this is about behavior concept or theory on different managerial position. Okay, depend on the company, what they want to achieve the project. Okay, and the philosophy of the managing director, what he want. He only want to push people and push until nobody left, right? But if you talk about manager, you must learn a way of technique of motivate your worker so that the worker can do the job, the engineer can do the job, right? You not every time scold him or scold her, then your project cannot run. Okay, you must take note of that. Okay, quality same. Oh, you set the quality standard, you don't meet the quality standard, you have to rectify and improve. Okay, and this one will be raised in the project progress meeting, and all the manager or the engineer try to solve this problem day in, day out. Not wait until the project finish, then you say, okay, I have this defect, we must certify before we hand over to client. No. Every day there is a project running, you must analyze and check. After they finish the job, you ask the assurance engineer or supervisor, go and check the work site, whether they carry out or perform according to your specification. Once your specification is on time and all within the spec, then it's okay. Close the case, then you move on. Don't wait until all the project finish, then you go and check. That will be waste of time, and it's not a good way to do project planning. Okay? Oh, quality here the same now. Oh. End of the day, the quality is what? Customer satisfaction. That's all. As long as you meet the customer requirement, that's it. Okay? And this quality control, not only on the output, on the input, your raw material, the people quality, all these things must be considered before you can finish a ending point where it's going to meet the specification. All right? That means customer and supplier. And you are in between. You are the one who coordinate both parties. Okay? Oh. TQM is a very wide note. We call it TQM. Total Quality Management. Okay, there is a lot of elements within the side in terms of human behavior, in terms of cultural behavior, in terms of specification control, in terms of the process system, okay, in terms of cost management, okay. So there are many things to control. We talk about TQM, not only human, okay. Okay, TQM is getting more wide implementation in Singapore and in other part of the world. So if you want to know TQM, okay, you can buy a book from a Japanese writer. This TQM is introduced by the Japanese people. Okay, I have a book at home, quite a thick book. They tell you what it's all about. Total quality management system. How to do, what to consider, right? Who to do all these things. So it's a subject by itself. Not like here, project management, everything all in. No. This one is a subject by itself. You want to be an expert of TQM. Okay, more importantly now is TQM, we're talking about AI implementation, artificial intelligence, coding and decoding system, all these things. So it's quite advanced, right? Not like last time when I do, I just read the book and try to practice what the book say and follow. But now no more. You have to input the artificial intelligence, then you do diagnostic, and they call it business or project analytic. Okay? This June, I'm going for this course, conducted by NUS. Okay? It's very different now. So benefit of TQM, they say here, real cost saving, greater consumer happiness, greater job happiness, because everything you plan nicely, the worker carry out the job or the subcontractor carry out the job. Accordingly, you will not have problem. And also efficiency and effectiveness, right? Okay, fewer error, less rework, etc. Okay, the client will benefit by having better project, lower cost, greater chances of early handover, less dispute, increased opportunity for design improvement. All right. So TQM in today's world, not only in construction, even in cleaning, they also use TQM. Why? They want to see the worker, the cleaner, how much per square area mopping of floor, how many minutes per square area you can clean. Okay, all these things we can estimate. Okay, last time I was teaching in the cleaning industry. Oh, I teach about few thousand people. 8 years ago, I teach the supervisor about how to manage the cleaning industry in terms of detergent, in terms of waste, in terms of manpower utilization, and in terms of how to know that this person is good for mopping floor, that person is good in washing toilet. You must understand all these things. Then you can break up the manpower, optimize each and every one of their potential. Okay? Take note. Oh. All right, now let's talk about total quality in construction. Okay, the same. Just now as I talked to you is about the same, right? Total quality MVC and lay down upon evaluation. Same. Once a project get it, you evaluate how to do and who is a director, etc., etc. Okay, the benefit and the program, right? So you can see that these are where okay, that's I hold it here. Everybody please appear on your photo. The school need to take a photograph of your attendance. Okay. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, this class are getting more and more. Initial only 10 students, now 20 already. Huh? Okay, all done. We go back to class. Oh. So you can see that control theory can be production, can be construction, all these things. But the system setup is about the same. All right. Whether you are in production, producing certain part, or whether you are in constructing a building, or whether you are in a service industry like facility management, is the same. Okay, let's take for example, take facility, right? Aircon servicing, right? So let's say I'm a aircon service provider. I see this building, I have a aircon. They open up the tender to let public tender the job, right? So I tender the job. Once I get the job, I have to think about establish the team structure, examine the application of total quality in terms of cleaning, in terms of maintenance, right? Then you find a team, then the manager will lead the whole project, right? From here, the team you select, you interview, you select, and you come up with plan, etc., training and everything. Okay. So that is the output for the servicing of aircon system. Okay. So with that in mind, what you do is you have to strategize in such a way that your people can work together with the client side also. Right. So when you want to go servicing, you call them, the client facility guy will answer to you, and they will entertain you, and you do the job nicely done according to your procedures. Right. So this is the way where, in terms of project execution done. So that means your planning stage already finished. Now it's your execution stage. And during the execution stage, the technician that go to the site, what type of equipment they require. Oh. Okay, let's say aircon servicing, you require refrigerant, you require the so-called the tools. Okay, you require a vacuum pump. You require a hose for cleaning the aircon filter. You require a ammeter and a megameter to check the conductivity, to check the resistance of the winding. All right. So all these things you put in place, then your staff will bring all these to drive to the site, and they start work by applying work permit system. Right. The facility will sign, and he instruct you where is the location. You just do the job according to what their requirement. That's all. Finish. And your system must have a checklist. So after servicing this aircon, what do you check? Tick. Water pressure, good. Your chiller pressure, okay. Temperature, okay. Your refrigerant gas pressure, enough. Your pump, cooling tower pump, working. So all these things, you have a checklist. So after you done all these things, finish, you sign, you give it to the owner and finish the job. Basically, it's about this. Okay? So you talk about design. This one I already talked to you already. Okay? Tendering, this one, we're talking about after tender, you get the job, but not during the tendering process. Okay? So more important thing is the tender, you get a job. But tendering is the top management position in the current practice. Okay? So the upper level side is not your job. Basically, your job is on the engineering side. Okay, when you want to do tender, is another complicated issue, which the cost I will talk to you. Okay, so design. So you can see site construction. Let me go to the site. You must have a standard there, a room or office, and all your document must be there. You talk about construction site. But you talk about maintenance side, nothing. You just go there, do the job, and finish and hand over. You do cleaning also the same. Maybe you have a small restroom for the cleaner to rest during their lunch break or whatsoever. But actually, nothing much. Okay, when you talk of construction, yes, it's a big project. Okay, commissioning also. So you don't have the commissioning experience, very hard to explain. When you talk about building commission, you talk about electrical system. You talk about piping system, the water pipe, the gas pipe, the fire water pipe, the pump, the equipment. Okay, when you talk about commissioning, all these things you must have a technical knowledge before you can do all this job. Okay, it's not easy. It takes me 30 years to learn all these things. It's not easy. Okay. Commissioning always have some defect, right? When you establish a team, you go in and start commission testing, and the witness is who? The building owner. The building owner, facility manager, or facility executive will view how you test, how this and that. Then they start commenting, and then you have a lot of problems. Okay? So you have to encounter all these things. So your commissioning team must be trained according to the building specification, so that when you go to the site, you will know how to do. Right? So all these things will be a lot of planning, a lot of work. When it comes to big building, even aircon by itself, okay, you do so-called maintenance. The whole system has to be tested. Okay, how to test? That's another thing. When you test a cooling water pump, how you test? How you know that the vibration is high? You think the pump can run permanent? No. Right. There is a maintenance system that you have to establish for the client based on the supplier manual. Right. So a lot of things you have to do when you talk about commissioning. Not so easy as the word here, input phase and output. There's so many things that you have to do. I was involved in the chemical plant commissioning. The chemical plant cost the company about $400 million. All right. The planning itself, it takes me 1.5 years. Okay. planning only, the manpower, everything, the technical aspect, the documentation, all these things will be done. Take me 1.5 years. Okay, then come to commissioning, take me another year. Until the equipment all fully tested, everything okay. Got fault, everything all rectified. Within 1 year, tested okay already, hand over to the client. And this is not an easy task, especially chemical plant. You talk about building, no issue. But you talk about chemical plant, there is a risk of fire, explosion, equipment not working properly, they will lead to fire, etc., etc. And the training also very important, right? So that time I was working in a small project. Small project is $50 million US, 6 months to complete the project. I take 3 months to plan, 3 months to implement, carry out testing, everything. Okay, I hand over. It's not easy as what you think. Commissioning very easy and long. That's why in Middle East, or even in China, in Indonesia, they always like to employ these type of people. Very good experience, then become a commissioning team. Okay, like oil rig. Right, you operate the oil rig. All these things, they have a system. Okay, like oil rig, rigger man. 1 month about how much? US $10,000 their salary. Okay, so all this, you have to have ample experience or training before you can do the commissioning. Okay, in building also same. What are the defects to check? When you are the inspector of the building, they test this, test that. You must know how to troubleshoot to find the real issue occurring in that building. Okay, so commissioning is not a simple thing that you think, right? Let me remind you. Okay, after testing all okay, you collect data. Okay, the defect, put up a list. Okay, because when you build a building, there is a guarantee, about 2 years guarantee. So whatever defect within 2 years, you must rectify it, then hand over to the client. Okay, that is where your handover is all about. And in terms of handover, there are also temporary occupation permit that allow the condominium or house owner to stay. So that permit had to be certified and approved by the Building Construction Authority. Okay, after fulfilling the commissioning process, all certified, okay, then you can get a permit to stay. Right. So this is where handover encompasses a lot of things that you need to do. Not a simple word like improvement plan for TQ, future, all this. This is just a general statement. But how to do it, that is the big issue that most of you all do not have experience, don't know what to do. For me, you ask me to go in, I can do it anytime, no problem. I know what to do, what to plan and all this. Right. So it's a big task, because I work in this field for 30 over years already. Okay, conclusion, TQM construction is embrace more innovation. Nowadays, very advanced already. Everybody talk about new thing. You know, the fintech, finance technology, you see, every day people come up with AI sophistication, upgrade the AI system, teach you about business analytics, teach you about finance analytics, all these things. Why? We are going for the next phase of life already. And in TQM also like that. TQM, the basic philosophy is still there. But the thing is how to improve the basic philosophy to an advanced method by using AI, by using computerized system. Okay, that system require intelligent people to do it. Okay, so these people are very highly paid. Okay, during the COVID, they are very highly paid. Even today, they are highly paid, but the requirement of this, the system already started off 3 years ago in Singapore. So the system already there. So We no need these are people develop the AI to run the system. We just need a maintenance person every day monitor the computer system good enough. And when doing the maintenance system is not high salary compared to the developer, AI developer. Okay. Any question?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So those I show you wait, hold on now. Can you see? Okay, so far I have 2, 4, 6, 8 only. Plus just someone guy just sent 9% submit. So in total, okay. You can see oh, 2 for 9% only. Okay. So we have about 21 students. So I need another 11 students. Please submit by the latest by Monday afternoon, not night time they give me. Okay. Can you all? Those 7 submit, please submit. Okay.
Okay, sir.
No? Any question before we stop? Because I don't want to do too fast. Too fast, you're confused. Those people haven't do their assignment, please finish it off by this weekend, send it to me. All right. As I told you, for mark 1, this will affect your total mark. Okay? Please do your job. Let me ask you one question. Those people have done, you feel better? After you have done the project, you feel that, I'm getting more knowledgeable. Correct? Huh? If you don't do, you just listen to me. After that, you forget. If you do, in future, you will remember. Practice make perfect, they say. Okay, you listen, you lost in perfection. Right? So take note of that. Okay? Any question before I end the session? Because one unit, I want to do in 2 sessions. I don't want to do too fast. The previous one I do too fast. I find that they all cannot catch up and you don't know what it's all about. It's better to do slow and you do the assignment. You have ample time. All right. Any question? Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Okay.
No question, No question. Can I say goodbye? Enjoy your weekend.
Yes, sir. No questions.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, sir. Take care.
Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.